Hi there, this is Art and Such with my Rainbow Loom tutorial for Shikamaru Nara from Naruto. Now, a couple of suggestions before we start, or options I should say. I've used black and green for the outfit with a little bit of white, but you can use a dark tan or a light brown for the arms and the legs. You can also keep the arms skin tone, make it a sleeveless shirt. And if you wanted the mesh design, you can double wrap black over the wrist. I'm not sure how, I think that might look a little clunky, and ankles, or you can take some black thread and wrap it and tie it around. Or if you've got a black kind of mesh net, you can use that as well. So I'm going to make what you see here. You will need a lighter skin tone. I'm using a silver band around the hairpiece. Otherwise, we'll get started. We'll need a couple hooks and your loom in the offset configuration. Okay, let's start with our feet. I'm going to take a single block, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times, pull that onto 2 block bands. You can replace the other end. We're going to pull this over just a little bit. Take a single skin tone band, wrap it on the hook 1, 2, 3 times, and bring that first piece over the pink so that the pink sits in the middle, like so. Now this is going to go onto another 3 sets of double block bands. So here's one set. We're going to put 2 bands together, put it on the end of the hook, and slide your foot pieces on here. Try to keep your skin tone in the middle, replace. And then we'll take another 2 block bands, put it on the end, slide over, replace. Try and keep this kind of even here. And then we've got one more to go. Oops. And we'll be switching to skin tone in a second. We want, we're going to take, just check this here. Perfect. Okay, we're going to take a single skin tone, stretch it, twist it, double it over onto itself, put it at the end of the hook and slide through. And one more doubled over skin tone, so same thing, stretch, twist, bring it back over itself, pull through. And we're going to take 10 sets of double block bands, or 10 pairs of double block bands, and pair by pair we'll add them to our chain for our leg here. So this is 1 set of double block bands, and 2, and 3, trying to sort of wiggle this to the middle every time so that the leg stays straight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can see as I'm doing this, I'm keeping the open part facing towards me. Now you can leave this where it is or put it onto another hook. I think I'm going to put it on another hook. Normally I would leave it where it is, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here very clearly. We've got a couple more things to put on here, so I'm just going to move that out of the way and start the second leg. Wrap black 3 times. This one's kind of loose. I might, no, I think that's okay. Pull that onto 2 black bands. I was going to say I might give it an extra wrap, but we're okay. Just going to even that out to the middle. Then we'll get our skin tone, wrap it on the end 1, 2, 3 times, and bring one side of the first black piece over. Pull it onto 2 black bands. Try and keep this in order. And replace. I think it was 2 more sets after this. I'm just going to do one set of 2 here, and 2, and then I'll measure it up to confirm. So you can see my foot is kind of going sideways. That's why I've been talking about tugging your piece to the middle. And that looks right, so we're going to move on to our 2 doubled over single skin tone bands. Stretch, twist, double it over, pull it on and through. And the next one, same deal. 10 sets of double black bands. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. For what it's worth, this is probably the part that takes the longest to do for the whole project. 4. It's not a terribly complicated one compared to some that I've seen. 5, 6. Wiggle everything center. 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to transfer this to my other hook too. Again, just to make more space, you don't have to move it if you are comfortable where it is. We're going to switch to the arms. Skin toe bands, take 2, wrap them on the hook 1, 2, 3 times. Pull it onto double skin or two or double skin tone bands. And at this point, you can decide what color you want to use for your sleeves or arm. I'm gonna stick with my original design, which calls for 7 sets of double black bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We need one more arm made the exact same way. I think I'm just gonna put it next to this one. Double check my numbers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is a little twisty here. Take 2 more skin tone, wrap 1, 2, 3. Pull onto 2 skin tone bands. And replace. And we need another 7 pairs of black bands or sleeve colored bands. And 7. You can put your hook down. We're going to come to the loom. And let me pull up my pattern. We're going to be starting with black in the center for the collar. And I came down with 3 black bands to start. You can do 2 or 3 from the top center to the second peg down in the center. And then we're switching to an olive green, unless you've chosen a different color for the vest or the shirt. This piece is optional too. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The middle will come down, let's come down from the second center to the second side with double green, second center to the other side, second side with double green. And then on each of our rows, we're going to come down. I'll do a count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times with double green bands. In the middle. And then on the far side, I'll pull this up for you in just a minute. We want one set of double black bands on each of the rows, coming down from your 7th pegs to your 8th pegs. And we're going to add the little shoulder puffs. If you are not interested in doing this part, that's fine. Just skip ahead a minute or wait this out. Okay, so I'm sorry the arms are here. I'm going to leave them where they are though. We're going to take a single green, grab 1, 2, 3 times, or 4 if you want a little extra tightness. Double over a single green, run your wrapped band over, and for a little added height, we're going to do another doubled over single green. Put it on your hook, pull through, and place this onto your 2nd peg down on the side. We'll do one more for the other side. Wrap nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Onto a doubled over single. And onto another doubled over single. Oops. There we go. Onto the 2nd peg down on your opposite side. I'm going to turn this around to do it. There we go. We can add our arms onto the 2nd pegs down. Now you can put them on top of the green shoulder piece, or you can bring it over and put it underneath. This is what it looks like with the arm placed on top. Okay? So if you want the arm to be sitting further up, I think that will be the effect. Then you can put it on under the green shoulder puff, or you can like bring that piece over it, you know. Okay, we're going to use single holding bands. We're using green, so come with a single green band across all of your 3rd pegs down. You're going to make a little triangle. Repeat it across the 4th pegs down, the 5th, and 2 more. And then we're going to take 2 black bands, put them on the hook that has the legs. You want to put them on the end. And slide your legs over. We're going to stretch this across the bottommost pegs that we use, which are the 8th pegs down. Get your hook between the legs and pull the bands that they're on over the 8th peg down in the middle. And quick double check. Yeah, we're ready to loop up the body. So on the sides, we'll start there. We want to loop up the bottom row of double bands. To do that, we need to push back the bands on top. Keep the open part of the hook pointed towards the top of the loom. You're going to catch the bottom 2 bands, carefully bring them up and over, and lay them around your next peg. Push back your green holding band, grab the next 2, loop them forward. Here it is from on top, pushing back the holding bands, grabbing the bottom 2, bringing them forward. We do this until we reach the arm. At which point we will want to reach inside all the way for the bottom 2 green. You can turn your loom to the side if it helps you out there. And loop it to the 2nd peg down in the center. We need to loop up the other side in the same way, going for the bottom 2 bands only and pushing back anything that is above them. We're going to follow the loom to the top here again. And loop inwards, bottom 2 green, to the 2nd down in the middle, and we're going to go back down to the 8th peg down in the middle. Get your bottom 2 black that's sitting between the leg pieces, loop them forward, loop forward your greens, and you should be able to continue straight up to the top of the loom now. So check that you get all 3 black bands when you get to that second peg from the top. Of course, if you only use 2, you'll only be getting 2. Alright, we're ready to pop this off the loom, but hold on to the bands on the top center peg. We don't want those to come undone. So I'm gonna loosen up the bands going down along the sides. If you see anything that's out of place or that's loose or unlooped as you go, try your best to catch it, to correct it, to keep this from unraveling on you, because that's no good. Put your hook through the bands on the top center peg, and you can pop off the rest. And then we're going to turn it around backwards. And you can put another hook through from the opposite direction, or you can, what I would normally do is just hold this with my fingers and then reinsert the hook. But basically we want to turn it backwards is the idea, because this is going to be our new front. Right, let's come back to the loom. We're going to make the head and the face, and I'm just going to get a couple extra bands ready here. Oh, I didn't mention the eyes. I'll give you a couple of options for those in just a minute. And I'll try to remember to put an annotation on for you as well. So for the hair, 2 black bands, top center to top right, 2 black bands, top center to top left, once down on each row with double black bands. We're going to switch to skin tone, come down the middle row 3 times with double skin tone bands. And on either side, 2 times with double skin tone bands. So that will take you to your 4th pegs down on either side and your 5th peg down in the middle. What we're going to do is take double skin tone bands and connect the 4th side pegs to the center 5th peg, like so. Repeat it for the opposite side. We're going to take a single skin tone band, stretch it, twist it, double it over, bring it across your second pegs down, make a triangle. And we want another one of those across the 4th pegs down. Now, just before we get to the eyes, no, I guess we'll do the eyes next. So a couple options on the eyes. You can take black band, put it on the end of your hook, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times. Do the same with another black band. 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming this is the color you'll be wanting for your eyes. If it's another color, of course, you'll act accordingly. And transfer both onto a single skin tone band. I'm going to show you the bead method in just a minute. If you are using bands, you would then transfer or put that skin tone band across your 3rd pegs down, get between the bands, separate, and bring your skin tone band over the 3rd peg down. So that's with bands. If you are using beads and they have a larger hole, you can put both beads onto your hook and transfer them onto that single skin tone. And lastly, if you are using beads with a smaller hole, which is what I'm going to do here, you can take a piece of dental floss or a thin wire or needle and thread. You run it through both beads. You want to try to get them so that they're about the same size. Through your pink band, or sorry, skin tone band. Bring your floss or wire back over and back through the beads from the opposite direction. And you should then be able to pinch them onto your pink band, your skin tone band. Just gonna slide it until it fits on, and regardless of the bands you're using for the eyes, we are going to attach them all in beads or bands the same way. So stretch it from your 3rd peg down on one side to the 3rd peg down on the other. Bring that center piece up over the 3rd center band or peg. Okay. So let's make our hair extensions, and then we can add our body, and we're almost done. For the hair, we're going to take a single black band, wrap it 1, 2, 3 times. Take a single, stretch it, double it over, put it on the end and pull your wrapped band over, replace, take another single, double it over, put it back on, slide through, replace. So that's 2 doubled over singles. We're going to do 2 more. This is another one. Stretch, twist, double it over, pull it through, replace, and last time. We're going to make 3 of these hair extension pieces. Now you can always make it longer or shorter, but this is a single wrapped pulled onto 4 doubled over singles. That's what I'm going to do for my other 2 sets here. Single wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4 times, pulled onto 1 doubled over single, 2. I'm so sad about stretching out so many bands here, but that's okay, all for a good cause. 3, and 4. And we're going to want 1 more of these little chain pieces here. Single wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4 times, pulled onto 4 doubled over singles. So here's 1, 2. If you're having a terrible time with this, I'll show you one thing here quickly. This is 3. You can actually make your chain on the loom, lay your last piece over it. So that's a doubled over single. I put my end piece on, just reach inside, loop it up from there. Okay, so that's another way you can do it if you're not feeling dexterous. Okay, last one here. We're going to put all of these onto a doubled over single, and then we're going to place it all onto, just trying to make sure I get everything through here, it's a little bit tight, all onto the top center peg. So the bands that are on your hook you're going to transfer onto there. Let's lay our body down, making sure that the side facing us is the one that has all green and no black gaps. This is the other side. So we want just to see the green over the shoulders. This will go onto the 5th peg down in the center. Make sure you get all those pieces, and if you're having trouble seeing any of the bands, you can pull your neck piece down under, like onto the next peg. I'm not going to this time, but so you know it's an option. Reach into the neck, get your top 2, to make sure I'm getting the right ones here. Hold on. Just want to readjust these because they've started to overlap each other in a funny way. Okay, so we want the top 2 pink here, and they're going to go up and to the left side. The next 2 are going to go up to the right side. You can see I'm kind of circling around to catch it. Sometimes that helps. The last 2 are going upwards. And on each row, we're going to loop up to the top. I'm going to start with the side one, so here. Note it doesn't matter too much. You can loop all of them to the top. I think though I'm gonna bring in my side bands first. It's not terribly important, just a personal choice I'm making here. So from the top side to the top center, and the same for the other side. Go back to that 4th peg down in the middle, and now we can loop straight up. Take a single black band, get it ready on your left couple of fingers here, first fingers. Take your hook, point the open part of it away from you, and push the rest of your hook through the bands on the top center peg. Grab that band, it's going to be your securing band, and slide it back through. As you're coming up, you want to be turning your hook so the open part faces up. And then you can grab the other side and pull the further one over the other and over the top of the hook to create a slip knot. Hold on to that, put it on your finger, hook, or a C-clip, and you can remove the rest of your Nara from the loom. Again, check for any loose bands as you go. Turn to the front, press your eyes through. I can see one of my bands is a little stretched out over here, so I'm gonna check on that in a minute. Gonna take that securing band. Just gonna turn this around for a minute here so I'm on the correct side. I'm gonna bring it over the hair, twist it, bring it over the hair, twist it, bring it over the hair. Okay, if you've got any loose bands, you can catch them or stretch out bands. Go under a nearby band, pull that one, your loose one through, and put it on a C-clip. Otherwise, we poke the eyes through. We're going to take, this is optional, but you can take a silver band or a gray band and wrap it over the kind of ponytail bun a couple of times. See, this band's kind of loose still. I'm going to give that one more twist here. I'm going to have a terrible time if I want to take this apart later, though. That's okay. Okay. So the only other thing is you can take a couple of white bands to get this little leg band piece. You take your white, stretch it, bring it over the leg, twist it, pull it back over, twist it, pull it back over, and place it where you want it, and then you can repeat for one underneath. You can do the same for the arms if you want, color of your choice. But at any rate, I think we got it covered. There is your Shikamaru Nara, and I have 2 other Naruto tutorials up, so I hope you'll check them out, and I thank you for watching.